Hi there, it's Tim, Living Sky Guy, and here I am surrounded by winter and a whole bunch of hoarfrost dropping on my head. It's been nothing but foggy here in Saskatoon for the last 3 or 4 days. We got this beautiful look of Christmas. Christmas all around me. It's like a Christmas card. And what, of course, that means it's December 1st and people are thinking of Christmas presents. And many times people come to me and say, hey, I want to get my kid or my husband or my wife or my dad a telescope for Christmas. What should I get? Well, that's kind of a complicated question. And the easiest way to answer it is first, give them the gift of the sky. And when I say give them the gift of the sky, I mean start with a book. And not just any book. The one particular book I want to talk about is a book called The Stars by an author called H.A. Rey. Now you might think, I've heard that name before. Who's H.A. Rey? H.A. Rey you might more remember from Curious George. Well, yeah, he wrote all those Curious George books, created that wonderful character, but he also made a timeless book that is been reprinted over and over and over again. A beautiful way for both children and adults to learn their way around the night sky. So start with that book. You're going to give them a gift that will last them a lifetime. If you can walk under a night sky and recognize the constellations and recognize the differences in the way the sky changes throughout the year, you will have given an amazing gift. But then they're going to say, yeah, but I really wanted a telescope. Well, yes, and the easy way around that is to go and get one of those department store telescopes for $300 or $400 that say up to 500 times magnification. But don't do it. Resist that urge. What I suggest is start off with something much simpler. And when I say simpler, start with a pair of binoculars. You're going to get more fun and enjoyment starting out in astronomy with a pair of binoculars than with anything else once you learn your way around the sky. When you're looking at binoculars, you want something with good light gathering capability, something like a 7 by 50 or a 10 by 50 binocular. Nice large front objectives for low lighting capability, but also not too high a magnification where it's not too difficult to hold them steady. But if you say, yeah, but they really said they wanted a telescope. Well, okay, let's take a look at a telescope that I would look at. And what I would suggest is, instead of, once again, spending that $300 on that department store telescope that has 450 times magnification, which will only frustrate them, start with a little scope like this. This particular one is from Celestron, called the Cometron. They've had different names over the years. It sells for about $100 Canadian. It's a small little 3-inch reflector. Very compact, very portable, very easy to use for all ages. So it's not going to be frustrating. It's not going to be something that they're going to be saying, I can never hold this thing steady. It's wonderful. Most of the magnification that you're going to be using is going to be around 36 times, 36 to 40 times, which is going to give you plenty enough at magnification to be able to look at things like details on the moon, look at the planets, be able to see in very good conditions, be able to see some of the shape of Saturn, or looking at Jupiter, see some of the cloud bands in Jupiter or the moons around Jupiter. All that with less than $100 investment. And this is the important thing is, if they decide, hey, I really enjoy this hobby, I want to go beyond, then you'll have a better idea of what type of telescope to get. And this will never go to waste because it's compact, it's portable. When you go camping, you want to take along just something really light. This is beautiful for that. So a little scope like this is usable not only by beginners, but also by experienced astronomers. So if you're looking for a telescope, if that person on your gift list is looking for a telescope, start with that book, The Stars by H.A. Rey. You can find it in just about any bookstore, and if not, they can order it for you, or get it from your local library. It's a classic that is still in print 40, 50 years later. Then think of those binoculars, a 7 by 50 or a 10 by 50 binocular. You don't have to break the bank. You can get a good pair of Nikon 10 by 50 Aculons for about 170 Canadian. And if that telescope really wants to be under the tree, think of a small little reflector like this Cometron. So if you have any questions, don't forget to ask. I'm there to answer them for you. Remember, it's just Living Sky Guy. I'm on Instagram. I'm on Twitter and I'm on YouTube. So please, if you like what I'm giving you, please subscribe and give me some comments. What things would you like to hear about? As well, what can I do better? I'd like to say, look up, it's beautiful. Yeah, it's beautiful around me, but right now it's just clouds all above. So let's hope we can have some clear skies coming up pretty soon. So for today, it's Living Sky Guy saying, thanks for listening, and I look forward to seeing you again.